G'day ladies and gentlemen, ScottyD here from the Australia's Tabletop Wargaming Network, and welcome into our March edition of the South Pacific ITC Snapshot. Now, if you haven't checked out one of our snapshots before for the ITC rankings in the South Pacific, a brief rundown of what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be talking about the top 10 ranked players in the South Pacific ITC, looking at the top ranked 5 teams alongside looking at every top player for every faction in the game, as well as the events that have happened in the past month as we do these towards the end of the month, alongside also looking at the big events coming up over the next 2 months and all of the events happening in the next month as well that you can grab your ITC points at as well. Now, if you want to catch these updates in the future, make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel here at the ATWN. Turn on that notification bell so you'll be notified as to when these are uploaded alongside all of the other content that we do create here on the network as well. And if you have any feedback on this style of the South Pacific ITC Snapshot, feel free to let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this update for the rankings as well, hit it with a like as well. Really appreciate your support and your engagement with the work that we do here at the ATWN. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump in to the South Pacific ITC Snapshot for March. And we're going to start off by looking at the top 10 players. Now, there has been a lot more events added to the rankings at this point, which is absolutely phenomenal to see, and we're going to be talking about quite a lot of them. So, for first place currently, we've got Josh Hines from New South Wales coming in first with 584 points with 4 out of 6 events played. In second place is Nate Mail from South Australia. He's got 551 points with 4 out of 6 events played. Then in third place for the round out the top 3 is Jordan McGregor on 545 points with 4 out of 6 events played as well. Then going into fourth place, we've got Ben Tinker from New South Wales sitting on 507 points with 4 out of 6 events played as well. Then in fifth place is Greg McGinnity sitting on 466 points with 3 out of 6 events played. Then in sixth place is Igor Callanan from New South Wales as well, sitting on 465 points with 3 out of 6 events currently under his belt. In seventh place, we then got Chris O'Neill from Northern Territory, who's on 453 points with that 3 out of 6 events played under his belt as well. Then in eighth place, we've got David Sarum from New South Wales on 451 points with 4 out of 6 events played. In ninth place, we've got Daniel Gash Jones, recent joiner to the New South Wales scene from the UK as well. He's sitting on 444 points with 4 out of 6 events played. And then to round out the top 10, you got Michael House sitting on 417 points with 3 out of 6 events played. A lot of New South Wales names in there at the moment, basically all of them except for Nate from South Australia and Chris from Northern Territory, which is absolutely awesome to see. New South Wales has had a lot of big GTs. They had a teams tournament. They had Dice Arcade GT, a lot of big events. So it makes sense at the moment as to why they're dominating the podium at this stage. Then we come to the top 5 teams. Now, it's no surprise here that the first team, or you may say it's a bit surprising, the first team is the Down Under 40K Factory team. They're sitting on 1,604 points with 10 out of 10 events. So the way that the team scoring work, if you're not familiar with it, is they take the best 3 scores from every player, to make up that top 10. So no player can contribute more than 3 scores at once. So that is just something to be aware of as well. In second place, you've got Chad Meck, not too far behind, which is on 1,571 points. Then in third place, out of South Australia's Lost in the Mail on 1,512 points. In fourth place is Ethos, which is generally a Queensland-based team under Eric Lathouris and Simon Gojkovic and those kind of guys, but also some New South Wales players are a part of it as well. With 1,500 points. Then the Pantheon from New South Wales sitting in 5th place, rounding out the top 5 on 1,306 points. So really great, again, to see that there are some different teams in the top 5 as well. Sure, we've got 3 New South Wales teams, but we've got Ethos up there and Lost in the Mail as well to show some diversity across the country. Then, coming into the faction rankings, in first place for Adeptus Sororitas, we have got Jordan McGregor, who's sitting on 545 points with 4 out of 4 events currently. Then you've got Adeptus Astartes, which is Arian Fanian, coming in with 246 points and 2 out of 4 events. So it looks like Space Marine is going to be a bit of a hotly contested one this year, with only a couple of event scores for the top place person at the moment. So if you're a Space Marine player out there, might be your year to jump on the top place for that faction. Then you've got Adeptus Custodes, which is Adam Woznowski, sitting on 300, and 53 points with 3 out of 4 events. Then on Adeptus Mechanicus, you've got Ben Warrior from Queensland, sitting on 132 points with only the 1 event. So if you want to play AdMech and jump on the Robot Boys or one of the factions of Robot Boys for the Imperium, then this might be also a chance to get that faction podium for this season if you're wanting to really commit to that faction. Next up, you've got Eldari, which is Zach DeGlass, sitting on 171 points with only 1 event as well. So Eldari not being too popular at the moment. Really great opportunity if you're wanting to go for that top spot. For Astra Militarum, you've got Michael Higgs on 202 points with 2 out of 4 events. For Asiyani, you have got Cal McKinney, or however you pronounce your surname. My apologies there, Cal. On 121 points with 1 out of 4 events. For Blood Angels is Daniel Gash Jones, sitting on 444 points with 4 out of 4 events. Great to see him already mainlining those Blood Angels, getting them up there, and already securing 4 scores for that faction ranking. Then you've got Chaos Demons, which is Luke Greco from New South Wales as well. 168 points and only 2 events played for that one. Chaos Knights is currently Will Milton from Queensland. He's sitting on 171 points with 1 event. Chaos Space Marines is Wayne Russell from Queensland as well on 171 points. Now, you'll see a couple of these are repeats with only 1 event. We'll understand why a bit later on. Then for Dark Angels, you've got Chris Gardner sitting on 319 points with 4 out of 4 events. Death Guard is Richard Hill from New South Wales on 277 points with 2 out of 4 events played. A massive score for 2 events, which is awesome from Richard. Then we've got Deathwatch, my personal favorites. Daniel Doom is sitting on 108 points with 2 out of 4 event scores. So, who knows? You might see me up on the podium with the Deathwatch at some point. But just joking, of course. Well done, Dan. Then you've got Drakari, which is being led by Matt Lane of 173 points with 1 out of 4 events there as well. There is currently no Force of the Hive Mind player scores there for rankings. For Gene Seal Cult from New South Wales, we've got Taylor Hill, the faction, as you could say, determinant or aficionado, as you could, sitting on 392 points and 3 out of 4 events played. Grey Knights, you got Daniel Cherry coming in at 415 points on Grey Knights with 3 out of 4 events played. A really solid score for Dan. Only a relatively newcomer to the scene as well, so it's great to see him getting noticed and playing the Grey Knights really well. Harlequins have not got anyone that has played them as of yet. They are rolled into Craftworld at the moment as well. For Imperial Knights, we've got Pat Spooner from New South Wales sitting on 201 points with 2 out of 4 events. There is no Imperium currently. For Leagues of Votan, we've got Jake Tanui coming in from New South Wales on 243 points with 3 out of 4 events. And apologies if I butchered your name again, Jake. Necrons is Igor Callanan on 465 points with 3 out of 4 events. Orcs is Peter O'Neill from New South Wales as well on 372 points. For Space Wolves, you've got Jaden Whitehair on 266 points with 3 out of 4 events. For Tau Empire is Liam Flanagan coming in at 339 points with 4 out of 4 events played. So there's a couple of top Tau players at the moment. I'm looking at you, Jay, and Cooper. You guys in New South Wales are really Tau diehards. So let's see if one of you guys can take it out this year, particularly with the Tau Codex incoming as well, or even Alex, the Greek, getting up there with the Tau as well. Then you've got for Thousand Suns, you've got Michael House sitting on 336 points with 2 out of 4 events, followed by Tyranids being Mr. Josh Hines coming in at 584 points with 4 out of 4 events there as well. For World Eaters, you've got Alex Smith on 119 points, 1 out of 4 events. So if you're World Eaters player, get out and play some events, guys. Get some scores in, you could potentially get the top of the faction. And then for Yunari, you've got Matthew O'Connor sitting on 38 points with 1 out of 4 events played as well. Yunari, another low-hanging fruit out there if you want to jump on it. So they're really interesting to see how the faction rankings for the top players are developing as of yet. Again, a decent spread in New South Wales with some Queensland thrown in, South Australia, and a few different states and territories showing that as well. Now we're going to come into the events that did occur in March for the ITC season. Now, just a bit of a caveat here. A lot of the events I talked about last month weren't actually ITC ranked events. So going forward, the way this is going to work is towards the end of the month when we're doing the snapshot, I'm only going to be looking at events that players have got scores in. So if you're a tournament organizer, a TO, and you are planning on running an ITC tournament, feel free to let us know here at the ATW, and we can make sure that you are able to be in these snapshots, whether that's for GTs that are upcoming or RTTs that are upcoming in the following month, or your events happened, and so we can include that as well, reducing some of the manual work we have to do. So the first one up is the Dragon's Lair 40K ITC South Australian Top 8 Masters Invitational. This happened on the 3rd of March with 8 players invited in Fulham, South Australia. First place goes to Michael Wood, who we did have on stream at Adelaide Uprising with his Death Guard, going 3-0. In second place is Kyle Murray, which I cannot remember what faction he was running, actually. I forgot to make a note of that. We went 2 wins and a loss, and then Jono Bishop running Tau Empire, going 2 wins and a loss as well. The next event we've got coming up is the Dragon's Lair Warhammer 40K Acolyte Tournament. This was on the 3rd of March as well, with 30 players in attendance in Fulham, South Australia. Wade Stringer coming in first place with Death Guard, going 3 wins, followed by Sam Young going with 3-0 with Adeptus Sororitas in second place, and then Josh Fenwick in third place with Imperial Knights going 3-0 as well. Alrighty, so it's great to see that the South Australian guys getting in some of those ITC events as well and getting some ranking scores in with the guys as well. So the next event we have got is the Sydney 40K Teams Open. Now, we did cover this tournament on the ATWN, both on Twitch and YouTube. It was great to see a lot of these teams on stream in the terms of the top 3, and you can catch all of those games in our tournament live coverage channel with our live videos there, or you can catch the individual rounds in the tournament coverage playlist as well on the YouTube channel. So this tournament was on the 9th and 10th of March. 16 teams of 5 players participated in Padstow, New South Wales. The team that took out first place was Pinky and the Brain, which went 4 wins and a single draw. Their captain was Greg McGinnity running Grey Knights, followed by Chris Wright on Drakari, Michael House on Thousand Suns, Tim Sunderland on Orcs, and Will Wyckoff on Leagues of Votan. In second place, we had the Middleton Warhammer Club that went 3 wins and 2 draws. You had Captain Nathan Princey with Adeptus Custodes, Brody Middleton on Ultramarines, James Middleton on Chaos Demons, Peter O'Neill on Orcs, and Jordan McGregor on Adeptus Sororitas. And then in third place, you had Daddy and the Boys, and these guys went 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. Captain Taylor Hill was running his Gene Stealer Colts. He had Ben Tinker on Orcs, Josh Hines on Tyranids, Michael Rutkai on Ultramarines, and Woody Woo on Grey Knights. So some great faction diversity in the teams, which is great to see. Teams events are always great to cover and look at how the meta goes within a team, particularly at the moment with how the meta game is. You can see that Orcs are quite popular, being in each of the 3 teams. Quite a stable scoring army at the moment as well. So quite a good pick. And then you've got your flavor choices as well as a couple of other staples there as well. The next up event we have got is CoastCon 2024. Now, this was also on the 9th and 10th of March, and it was 16 teams of 2 players playing in a 2v2 format in a single game. This happened down in Portland, Victoria. You have Team Mad Snake that came first with 4 wins, no losses, no draws, with Lachlan Morrison running Drakari and Michael Hamilton running Ultramarines. In second place, it was Snail-Paced Skirmishers, going 3 wins and a loss, which was Ashley Cross coming in with Chaos Demons and Ben Nickrod on Gene Stealer Colts. Then in third place, you had Battle Shock Bullshit Butt Show. Goodness me, that's a name. And going 3 wins and a loss as well. You had Anthony Humpage on Adeptus Custodes, and then Darcy Geraldine on Tyranids there as well. Then we have the Five for Glory Teams Tournament. This happened on the 10th of March, which was 10 teams of 4 players at Modbury, South Australia. In first place, we had Lost in the Priority Mail, which was 3 wins, no losses, no draws for these guys. Captain Nate Mail was running Necrons, Ben Wan was running Tyranids, Kyle Murray was running Imperial Knights, and Serena Mail was running Eldari. In second place, we had Team Expendables, which was 2 wins and a loss, with Captain Chris Appleby on Space Marines, Gabriel Dello on Drakari, Josh Fenwick on Imperial Knights, and Shane Miller on Adeptus Custodes. And then in third place, you had Not Quite Battle Ready Bros coming in third with 2 wins and a loss, with Captain Andrew Purcell on Necrons, Gray Davies on Deathwatch, Hassan Gurez on Adeptus Custodes, and then Chris Colwell on Adeptus Sororitas there as well. So a nice diversity in the 4-man teams as well. Teams are very interesting, guys. Like, you can either have 3-man singles, you can have single day events. You can have 4-man single day events, or 5-man 2-day events, or 8-man 2-day events as well. It's really diverse, which is great to see in terms of the team's environment for games being played. Then we've got the Gawler Incursion. This happened on the 16th of March with 14 players in attendance in Gawler, South Australia. Nate Mail took out first place with Tyranids going 3-0, followed by Elliot Frick, I should say, on Dark Angels going 3-0 as well, with Nicholas Kolik, I believe is how you pronounce that, but apologies if I mispronounce any names, with Chaos Space Marines going 2-1 as well. Then the next event is the Down Under 40k Sydney RTT for March. This happened on the 16th of March as well, with 30 players in attendance in French's Forest in New South Wales, kind of in northern Sydney there, to give you a bit of an idea. In first place was Nathan Princey on Adeptus Custodes. In second place was Michael House on Thousand Suns. And third place was Eugene Orlov on Adeptus Custodes. All players going 3-0, and the dominance of the Custodes is showing quite well at the moment in the singles format, just with the return of points drops for them, allowing them to take more units, and being able to have that feel no pain up against devastating wounds really reduce the lethality of some of the different armies in the game at the moment. Next up, we've got the Game Center Narellan monthly RTT of March that happened the weekend just gone, with 14 players in attendance on the 23rd. It's Smeaton Grange in New South Wales. Daniel Cherry came in first with Grey Knights, 3-0. Awesome to see. Richard Hill coming in second, going 3-0 with Tau Empire as well, I believe. And then third place was Daniel Moore with Drakari going 2-0. Actually, yeah, Richard Hill did go 3-0. I was just confirming that, just to make sure I had the right info up there as well. Then we have got the Tasmanian Team Championships for 2024. This was held on the 23rd and 24th of March as well, with 14 teams of 5 players in attendance, held in Hobart, Tasmania. You've got Bav, which came in first. They went 5 wins and no losses, no draws, with Captain Adam Douglas on Orcs, Alex B on Death Guard, Lance Glover on Dark Angels, Shannon Butters on Adeptus Custodes, and then Tyler Walsh on Necrons. In second place, we had Sandwich Day, which was, they went 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Captain Willem van der Bosch coming in with Space Marines, then Callum Dupree on Chaos Knights, Callum Lane on Necrons, Michael Laws on Death Guard, and Will Campbell on World Eaters there as well. And then in third place, we got Dix Ahoy. Oh my gosh, guys, come on. With 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw there, with Captain Leon Grossmith on Death Guard, Ben Cotterill on Adeptus Custodes, Reagan Boss on Adeptus Sororitas, Samuel O'Neill on Chaos Knights, and Tom Smith on Space Marines. Jeez, what is it with all these phallic names, chat? I've got no idea why there is just so many, team names that revolve around ridiculous stuff like that. I don't get it. I'm sure you guys do. But yeah, great to see another teams event happening down in Tasmania as well. But ladies and gentlemen, before we jump into talking about the upcoming events for March, April, and May, looking at the GTs only for May, I want to thank everyone for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys joining us, and I hope you do get a lot of information out of these snapshots. If you feel like checking out any of the other stuff that we do here at the ATWA, make sure to check out all the socials. Check out the Ko-Fi as well if you want to financially support us. That is linked down below, where you can support us by a one-off tip. You can grab a monthly membership. You can grab some coaching services with myself, whether that's for gaming, painting, hobbying in general, or running a community and events and event management style of things. There's a TO as well, with a lot of experience that I have under my belt for that. So you can check that all down below. It is linked in the description, and any support you do give just goes to help the network be able to provide more tournament coverage to more spots within the country, as well as improve the quality of that coverage as well. And thank you to everyone who has been supporting us both through Ko-Fi and at Twitch as of late. Really appreciate that as well. So with a bit of the plugs out of the way, we will jump into looking at the upcoming ITC tournaments for both March, April, as well as May, looking at the GTs. So first up, we've got the Hobby Hub Warmaster Series tournament number 18, happening in Woolner, Northern Territory on the 30th of March. It's already got 14 players signed up. It is sold out for this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Then we have got Radicalism 2024, which is in Ballarat East in Victoria. 6th and 7th of April, there are 63 players signed up on BCP. And I believe there are 37 tickets left, but I could be wrong. It is in 2 weeks, so I'm not sure what the list cutoff is. Make sure you reach out to the RatCon guys if you are keen to participate at Radicalism. You've then got PMGC Flesh, Faith and Steel 24, Part 1, which is happening in Port Macquarie, New South Wales, 6th of April, 24 players in attendance, and there's 1 ticket left available if you're wanting to join that tournament. Then you've got the Ad for Wargaming Anzac Cup 2024 happening down in Campbell, ACT, so down in Canberra, on the 13th and 14th of April. It's currently got 53 players in attendance with 7 tickets left available if you are wanting to participate. A lot of big names are heading down for it, and it looks like it's going to be an awesome event. Unfortunately, we aren't covering that one, but it should be good. I know some of the guys that are running it, and it should be a great event. Then you've got the Gladiator Gaming Teams April tournament in Loganholme, Queensland on the 13th and 14th of April as well, which is 26 teams of 5 players. Absolutely insanity. The Gladiator Gaming guys put on great events throughout the year, and it's great to see them get such bumper attendance for their teams tournaments. Next up, we've got the Team Australia April fundraiser happening in Coburg North in Victoria, 13th of April with a 50-player cap. Unfortunately, I can't tell you how many players have already signed up or paid or playing at the event because it is hidden on BCP. Then we have got the Down Under 40K Beresford 2K RTT happening in Beresford, New South Wales, 14th of April with 20 players in attendance, and it is currently sold out. Next up, we've got the Pantheon Invades ShireCon GT in Sylvania Heights at ShireCon on the weekend of the 20th and 21st of April. There are 12 players. Tickets are available. There are $80, and I believe the cap is 80 players as well, so still plenty of chances to jump in to get to another GT here in New South Wales as well. Next up, we've got the Down Under 40K Sydney RTT April happening in Frenchs Forest, New South Wales on the 20th of April as well. There are currently 3 players that are attending, 26 tickets available, so if you're not wanting to play a big 2-dayer and you just want to play an RTT on that weekend, feel free to jump in to the Down Under 40K guys. They run some phenomenal events. Ben Brown is an amazing TO, knows what he's doing, and so definitely always well run and well respected events in the New South Wales scene. Then we've got the Good Games Wollongong 40K monthly 2024 season Down Under 40K April RTT happening in Wollongong, New South Wales, so my neck of the woods, April 20th with 16 tickets available. I'm going to see if I can actually attend that one, but we'll see. I've got no clue. But if I can, I will be there, and it'll be a chance for you guys to come and hang out, maybe play some games against me as well. Then we have got the Risky Rollers Squad Games happening in Mount Waverley in Victoria, 21st of April. It is teams of 3. It is sold out. It is fully sold out, so hopefully the Risky Rollers guys have a phenomenal teams tournament down there with their squad games. Oh, excuse me. And it's going to be great to see them put on another fantastic event. Then we have got the Brisbane Low Roller, the Aprilist RTT in Annerley, Queensland on the 21st of April. 19 players are currently in attendance. There is 11 tickets left available if you would like to attend in the Brisbane area. So it's going to be a great RTT up there as well. You got the Fight for Glory Duos. So this is in Modbury, South Australia on the 21st of April as well. Wow, lots of events happening on the 20th and 21st of April. Absolutely insanity. With 22 teams of 2 players in attendance, and there are 18 tickets left, so at most there can be 40 teams of 2, so 80 players, which is awesome. That's huge for a single day duos event, which is awesome. Then you've got Mate Hammer Warhammer 40K GT happening in Maitland, New South Wales, happening at the Maitland Good Games on the 27th and 28th of April. There are 22 players in attendance with 10 tickets left available if you are wanting to attend that GT level event as well. You then got the Game Centre Narellan monthly RTT in April happening in Smeaton Grange, New South Wales, 27th of April. 1 player is currently signed up with 25 tickets available as well. So if you want to jump into another RTT in a different part of New South Wales, that's another one you can check out. And then one of the only GTs that I could find happening that I knew was ITC ranked during May is Capital Clash. Get 'em, boys. This is going to be a phenomenal event. We will be down at the event covering it with Andrew and his awesome team. He works with the Exterminate Artist guys, with Dom and Adrian and those crew to put on a fantastic event in Canberra. It is in Canberra ACT. It's on the 25th and 26th of May. There's only 11 players signed up with 41 tickets available. So if you want to jump on it, if you played at Capital Clash last year, it was a phenomenal time. And so feel free to make sure you're signed up there and such as well. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are a TO and you didn't see your event and your ITC ranked on there, make sure the best thing you can do at the moment, because GW don't have an ITC calendar for events like what Frontline Gaming did, put ITC in the name of your event, because then I can look for ITC in the searching in Australia and find those events, so I can include them for you guys on the snapshots to inform players that they can attend your tournaments. And if you are attending an event and a TO isn't doing that, feel free to pester them about it, ask them to do it just to help us out, so that way we can signal boost all the events across the country and let you know where you're able to play 40k for the ITC season. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the South Pacific ITC Snapshot for March. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot of the information, and I'm going to throw out to South Australia, Queensland, Victoria. You guys, you need to get some events under your belt, because right now New South Wales are absolutely crushing it with events. So get some bigger events going. That way you guys are able to get some rankings up. I know Radicalism is going to be a great one for that. I know the Gladiator Gaming is going to be good up there for the Queensland guys. South Australia, some good events going, but needs some more happening. And I know there's plans for more later on in the year as well. Let's not see just New South Wales in the majority of the top 10 next month, which would be really solid to see from some of the other states as well. But ladies and gentlemen, if you want to catch more of the content that we create and you haven't already, again, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, like the video, and comment if you wish to do so. Or if you do want to catch us live, where we do hobbying streams, tournament previews, tournament coverage, and such as well, feel free to find us over at the Australis TWN over on Twitch, and you can follow us there. Cost you nothing, and it means you're going to be able to keep up to date with the tournament coverage we're doing, the tournament previews for events we're covering, as well as the hobbying that I'm getting up to as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been ScottyD here on the ATWN. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.